Welcome everybody. It looks like this series is finally coming to a close. This is our second to last set of the entire tournament. Losers finals. Elodin, who had until last week been undefeated, was sent to losers by Underline, who will be waiting for the victor between these two players in grand finals. And his opponent is Seanobiwan, the man of Irish descent, the man who used mimic spikes, who's used laxless, he's used do nothing stall, he's used rollout. All pretty much mostly stall with some variations here and there. And Elodin, who uses a bit of bulky offense, certain things like that. We're going to see who will make it to the top. We are at this point in the money makers round only. So both players will make a certain amount, but it's a matter of who will have a shot to make it to the top, or at least make second. Best of three, Raikou lead versus Lax. And we see an immediate Lovely Kiss call out. So that might also mean that Seanobiwan also has a Raikou. It might mean that. Thief Gengar taking away the lefties from Zapdos. And Zapdos isn't going to like staying in on Raikou. You can bet your bottom dollar. Earthquake, Lovely Kiss, Earthquake. It might be no rest. Double Edge, we've already seen 3 moves and the callouts have been clean. Heracross missing, and there's the boom. If I have to say, for all the work he was putting in, that Lax died kind of preemptively. He could have at least taken one more Mega Horn. So I don't know about that. Chloe was forced out, I suppose. And we see the Lovely Kiss. So hang on a second. We might have missed something there. Raikou? Right, the double switch. Okay, very well. You know, some people even run Rest Talk Jolteon in today's meta. That's insane. But that's not the case here, at least I don't think. Chloe gets slept on either side, and in comes the Tar, Rocky Balboa. Oysters and wine. Oh, that's actually kind of delicious. Not gonna lie. And we see that the T-Tar has Curse, so it's gonna be able to withstand a lot of earthquakes, and at +1, it's only about a quarter. Now it's even less. So this setup is actually quite threatening, especially with the Heracross out of the way. I can see why he boomed now, but it's only time will tell if it pays off. The T-Tar is dangerously low right now, and it has 3 moves already, so we don't know if it has a rest, but we do know that it could live and it could OHKO the Zap at +2. But it could also not live. And now that boom on Hera really isn't looking that good. But we see an agility Jolteon. Who is he passing to? Zapdos. It's not like he wasn't fast enough already. I'm fast as fuck, boy. Zap, without the lefties, has an agility pass. Is this really going to help in the matchup versus Raikou? I mean, it attacks first, if nothing else. But we're going to see that Seanobiwan is going to double back to the Jolteon. Well, not quite double. He did attack first. But you know what I mean. So we're going to see what he's going to try and pull off. Clearly, the agility was meant to be passed to the Tar. And there's a Marowak. Now, that definitely could shake things up. And we're going to see Lax go for another attack. Oh, boom! Okay, straight to it. Okay, Raikou is going to have a field trip right now. Because this isn't growth. So, yeah, even if it's faster. I mean, you have a Mon with longevity that can take out all 3 of these. And there's another boom. I don't know. Cloister's also asleep, so, you know. Seanobiwan is going to try to wake up the Cloister on time, but it just doesn't play out right. So Seanobiwan forfeits game 1. Elodin averting the threat. Sometimes it's not about how well you play offensively. It's about how quickly you identify the win con and you just take it out. If Elodin had waited so much as one more turn and maybe double-edged instead of, booming there, it would have been lights out. He could have cursed if he had curse, but he didn't. So he boomed. And it was the correct play. All right, we got 3 heads, no brain. Okay, Cloy and the 3 heads, no brain gets an early sleep, but it's on Raikou, so not quite ideal. Not quite ideal, especially since it's a hidden power ice. But what is Seanobiwan plotting? Well, we see the low dopamine coming in, and it doesn't look like it's a stall. There's the thunder. If I'm Elodin, I go straight to Cloy. This time, no shenanigans with the lovely kiss. Okay. Get an early spike. Why not? Yeah. No curse, so even you could just straight up boom if you really wanted to. I don't think he's going to do that. It doesn't look like Seanobiwan. Tyler, can he? Oh, he's making a featuring as a Pokemon this time. Okay. Executor. What is he going to put to sleep? Probably bait in the Lax. We see so far we got a double Psychic plus Licks Coup offense. Very particular. I liked it better when it had, I don't know, say Vaporeon, but this is interesting. Taking that double edge to the face, or I mean, I guess it's its body, but... And in comes the Fori. Fori gonna take some damage, and Seanobiwan's gonna go straight for spikes, but that's a bit iffy. Because Starmie can spin, but in return, Fori does get the Toxic. So, I guess to each their own. He's going to switch out. He's not going to stay in again. But what he's going to do is he's going to bring in the Lax, kind of force the Starmie to either stay in or stay out. Either way, that's going to slowly chip away the HP from the Starmie each time it comes in. Lax versus low dopamine. This looks pretty high dopamine to me. It might come down to a speed tie once again. But low dopamine is going to switch to number 2. And it is a lefty's number 2. So the number 2 is going to go for Ice Punch. We haven't yet seen what this Lax can pack, but it definitely has Earthquake. So could be Curse EQ. Could be very good into this particular matchup here. D-Punch, all right. He does land it, but it lands on the Steelix. And so far, Seanobiwan's team isn't looking too hot in this particular matchup. Raikou comes in, and it could threaten a Thunder KO. Of course, Fori in turn could threaten a Boom. Doesn't do that. Might not have been a bad call, but again, you still got Lax, you got Iggy, you got Steelix. So, even if you do, I don't know, if you're crazy and you boom on Raikou, it's not really going to open up the team to Zapdos. So, good on Seanobiwan to just stick to his guns. He might get that. He got that spike. And what are we going to see? Okay. The Eggy definitely threatens the Mii, but the Mii could also have sub. Could. Underline. I'm going to stress could here. And we see a Giga Drain. So this is good for Seanobiwan if he wants to make some progress. And the Eggy is threatening as ever. Booms on the Kua. I like that a lot better than the Fori booming. Yeah. Okay. Starmie is close to death, but not quite. Lax. Ooh. And the Lax kills the low dopamine. This is a diligent Lax. He doesn't care. This one hits the books every day. He's all about that low dopamine. There's the Fire Blast, 3 attacks Lax. Holy shit. Oh, sorry about that. And number 2 might just explode, goes for a D punch, and dies. Fucking dies. And there's Rocky from last appearance, from the last game. And this is looking quite bad, honestly. Very bad, in fact. Elodin might just wrap this up soon. Seanobiwan doesn't seem to have any answer. Self-destruct taking out the T-Tar. There is one Mon left, and we know it's Zapdos. Can it 1v4? Can it 1v4? We don't know. Starmie gonna spin and die before Zap can even do anything. Dies to poison. Eggy is going to boom. Never mind, I lied. Haha. JK, reflect. That might be just what it needs, but it's a HP Ice. It can't take out the likes of Eggy, Cloy, and Lix. That's simply impossible. The Leech Seed is going to make a huge difference. The Psychic and the crit. And Seanobiwan. Oh dear, it's been 11 minutes only. Seanobiwan is out. Goes out in 3rd place. He made a strong showing. I did not expect him to do this well in this GSC Invitational. So, congratulations to him. All right. Good job. And congrats to Elodin, who will have a second shot against Underlying. Of course, if he wants to win Grand Finals, he's going to have to win 2 sets versus Underlying's 1. So, I hope that you guys have enjoyed, and stay tuned for the future. See you soon.